Mark, would you like to introduce yourself to everyone and talk a little bit about yourself and Start Solar?
Yeah, sure. My name's Mark Hyde. I'm head of sales here at Start Solar. I've been involved in the business for the past 4 months. So joining the business, we were obviously looking at routes to market, routes for sales, which then led me down the path of dealing with lead generators and getting involved with CNW.
Brilliant. And you might not want to go into this too much, but what I think is a bit different about you guys and you yourself in particular is your sort of strategy on marketing, which is very different to what we've seen from other companies. Would you mind touching a bit on that and your strategy, or you can say whatever you want about that, but I just find it quite interesting. Hello?
Yeah, sure. I've not come from a solar background, so that has been sales, but also from a legal background. Pretty much always been involved in sales. So certain concepts, certain principles, certain ideologies, and certain strategies. As I say, it's not born purely out of sales leads, lead generation. So some of the routes to market which I've come into out and been relatively successful with is such as looking at some of the socials, looking at working with celebrities, also obviously organic lead grow, as well as working with lead generators. So it's not purely and simply looking at one route to market and having the whole business depending on that particular route to market. Of the ones that I've mentioned there, I am not specifically concentrating on one and one only. Simply because if you're just working with lead gen, then if they're struggling for leads, then obviously your business is struggling. If you're only working on organic leads, if the system goes down, then you're not going to be getting leads in. So I definitely think certainly from our business, and we're seeing the benefits of it, is to actually diversify where you're getting your leads in.
Yeah. No, I think it's a really unique approach, and it's a more modern approach. You see a lot of companies who are purely direct sales, and then you see companies who are their form of marketing is literally just having a bit of social media posting, all that sort of thing, where you need to be a bit more forward thinking than that and have a bit of everything to boost this overall strategy. I think it's really smart what you're doing. What sort of piqued your interest in working with us in the first place?
Being honest, first of all, I was contacted by numerous lead generators, so it was just one of a bunch, and that was right at the very start. So that's how I gained the details for yourselves. But then pretty quickly after that, as I say, when I recently came on board, it was to sift through the lead generators, which I wanted to have further conversations with. And then once again, to sift through those lead generators that I actually wanted to put with and work with. So straight away, it kind of piqued my interest and our conversations about the size of deals or number of leads and the price point of the leads. So that was the initial reason why you got through to the next stage. And then the stage of actually placing the order was because you guys shown a pragmatic approach to doing business. Like what you said about, say, me and my approach to business is I think that was replicated and mirrored with yourselves as to it's not just a one-size-fits-all industry. It's not a one-size-fits-all proposal. Sometimes you do have to have a little bit of compromise, a little bit of give and take, be pragmatic in the relationships that you have, because there's going to be times, we've not experienced that with yourselves at all, but there's going to be times where things don't work out as all parties want them to work out, and it's being pragmatic in that approach. But certainly with our dealings so far, is I would be confident as and when we reach that bridge, if we ever reach it, is that there will be a compromise there, and it's kind of, okay, then let's see what we can do. These particular leads haven't worked or they need to be replaced. So kind of let's be pragmatic and let's see if we can come to an agreement. And I think, as I say, we've not reached that with yourselves yet, but I would fully expect when we do, my pragmatic approach mirrored with yours and the businesses, it should work out well.
Yeah. And I think that's the thing with B2B as well, isn't it? It's a relationship building approach where both companies have to win at the end of the day, and that's how you form long-term partnerships. So I guess we've obviously been working together for maybe 1 or 2 months now, is it? 2 months?
Yeah,
something like that, 2 or 3 months?
2 months, yeah.
Yeah. And what's the sort of results in terms of like closed deals that you guys have seen so far?
So with regards to closed deals, we've had 70 leads from yourselves, and out of the 70 leads, we've closed eight deals. So from our perspective, to give you guys a little bit more credit than just the 8 deals, that's including probably about 20% of the leads that have come over we have yet to make contact with. So potentially it could maybe eke up to maybe 10 deals. Hopefully that would be closing. But at this very moment in time, we've closed 8 deals with an approximate value of about 64,000.
Okay, brilliant. Yeah, it's good to see that you guys are closing deals and we can look to scale up together. I think going forward, we're always about trying to help you guys as much as possible. I know you guys are trying to work with us to make sure you guys are getting the best results. And in regards to the leads who haven't been contacted yet, there's things we can look at there to potentially help with those automated flows to get in contact with those leads. But I guess the final question for you then, Mark, is would you recommend us to other companies who are looking to scale up their lead gen?
I would want to say no, I wouldn't recommend you, just so obviously you keep passing the leads to ourselves. So from a solar perspective, then no, never use these guys. These guys are rubbish. Never ever use them. For other industries, yeah, I'd be very happy to recommend these guys. Having worked with yourself and with Dan and obviously having various teams meetings, some of the, as you said before, some of the tips that you guys have given me for the automation of systems, which is obviously good from my side of things. So that's something that I'm going to be exploring as well. But from a business perspective, I wouldn't have any qualms. As I say, we've been working with each other for 2 months now. So obviously the relationship is kind of like not years and years, but certainly, as I say, at the time that we've been working together, then the relationship's gone really well. You guys are very much approachable, pragmatic in how you guys do business. And once again, I always try and think there's always more than one way to skin a cat, and certainly having a conversation with yourselves, usually we've found a way of achieving that. So I would have no hesitation in recommending to any business, including solar, them to work with you.
Brilliant. I appreciate that, Mark.